Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Big Ed here for Educated Homes and with my friend Kristen Hess. Good
Hey
morning.
there.
Good morning, guys. Today we're going to have a great show for you. A lot of topics. I know. Some of you are so excited that the kids are back in school. Some of you might not be so excited that the kids are back in school. But guess what? We have some things to go over with you guys today for projects, things that you can do around your house. And also, we have, Kristen's going to talk to you guys a little bit about the mortgage information. She's going to share with you guys how to alleviate some of the fears and frustrations that you might have. So there's a lot of positive things that we're going to be talking about today, especially with the process and everything that's going on. And first and foremost, what I want to share with you guys, and also you can find this information on educatedhomes.com, and also you can like and comment below. We see your comments, and we'll be able to, be able to respond. So any interactions that you guys have will be great. So, Kristen, I'm sorry I'm jeopardizing the conversation so much this morning, but I'm going to start
No,
this a little
it's
bit
all
with
good.
yeah, I mean, look, you like that lawn in the picture behind us. That lawn is
I
absolutely,
do.
yeah, it's beautiful. And so just like preparing your lawn for the fall is so important because the summer really is taking a toll. And I know it might be a little bit early for some people. Usually, like in the middle of September is when you do it. But the weather being the way it's been, I mean, this weather has been absolutely gorgeous, don't you think? I mean, I think so.
Yeah,
So
I keep putting you on mute because I actually have people talking about the yard and the lawn. I have people hanging from trees all around the backyard because they're cutting everything down to
we should,
prepare so we don't
yeah, we
have them
should do an
fall out.
interactive video just on the people on the trees. That'd be something
There you
interesting.
go.
Have your own version of Mountain Men and going on behind you. But just if the leaves are changing and the air is crisp and these things are happening right now. Everybody, I saw pumpkin spice today at Wawa. Your lawn still needs a little love before the winter sets in, and this is a great time. It's probably the best time to prepare your lawn for the spring. So a lot of people, what you can do, the first step would be to aerate your lawn. Is actually to get some of that. If your lawn takes a beating, the soil gets compacted from the foot traffic. I saw yesterday, and I was in Cape May yesterday at Congress Hall. I don't know if you're ever there. They were doing the same thing, and they were starting this process. Aerating, what it does is you can get these. You can actually rent one, an aerator from Home Depot. And no, is it easy work? No. Is it cheaper than having a contractor come out and do it or a lawn service coming out? Yes. But what an aerator does, it punches the small holes in the ground, helps air, water, and nutrients reach the roots. So that what it does is now it just is a way for it to breathe. I wish I had an aerator for my head so I can have some hair to grow, but that's a whole other story, and we'll get to that later. Secondly, fertilizing for the winter. What you want to do is put some nice fall fertilizer down if you have a healthy lawn. So aerating and then fertilizing is important. It makes it your lawn even better. But overseeding, any bare spots that you have would definitely be a great time to overseed. And just throw them in, throw as much seed as you can, water those areas in the morning and also in the evening, and just make sure you keep water. Don't overwater the seed. You just want to keep it moist. A lot of times, what people do is they get hay or they throw that on top of there just to keep those covered. So, just a little tip for you.
I've even
Um,
seen like the patches, like it's like a fabric or something where it has
yeah,
the seeds and everything on it, and you can just like cut little spots of the
yeah,
fabric that it
yeah.
built
If you
in
don't
there.
have like a big area, those patches actually work great. And then you just water that and keep you maintain that. You can just read the directions right on the right on the bag where it comes from. So yeah, absolutely. I think definitely that would be great.
Look at me,
Also,
I green thumb. Who would have thought?
I know. Well, not that part, but I mean, who would have thought that actually you can just do that and makes it that much more it's easier. It's a little more expensive that way, but they have those sort of patches does help for somebody who just wants to go out there and just make it get it done quickly. Okay, leaves. Ugh, this is the part that I can't stand because leaves need to be dealt with the smart way. Don't let the leaves pile up. People do that. They're like, I'll get to it at the end. The problem is that's killing your grass. You want to rake them up. Use a mulching mower if you have it. So you can use shredded leaves, turn into free natural fertilizer. You just don't want the leaves to pile up because they do block sunlight. and they do trap moisture. And then, keep watering. Just because it's cooler doesn't mean your grass doesn't need the water. So water about an inch a week until the ground freezes. It helps new seeds take root and keeps your lawn healthy. So there's going to be a graphic on this that I'll share in the comments below.
I do have one question though. Like, is it better to water before the sun comes out or at night when the sun goes down? Is there a better time? Because I know some people say it burns it off or.
Yeah. So honestly, when I used to water my grass, and the best results that I ever had, now I had a sprinkler system. So that was, that helped tremendously. I usually had it started because I had a large lawn at the time. I usually started around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. You'll be done at cycle about 9. So in the morning time is the best because it does absorb the most. But the only time I was saying in the nighttime would be if you have fresh seed. You don't really want to let it sit overnight because sometimes that'll cause mold in the grass. But that is a really good question to add. That
Gotcha.
just on a regular lawn. Yeah, having a sprinkler system does help. I mean, it just maintains lawns. You could tell, especially certain times of the year, the houses that do have them, the houses that don't. So, but that graphic will be included. We'll have that put up for you, and you'll be able to see that. So, that little section was brought to you by Big Ed Sells Homes, and check out my website at bigedsellshomes.com, and also on Educated Homes, you'll be able to get this information and check this out. Okay. So we want to talk about getting your lawn ready, and that was a lot. So let's talk a little bit about. I'm going to switch to you, Kristen, because I'm a little tired. So let's talk about avoiding the fear of mortgages, of the mortgage unknown, because a lot of people right now they might be a little leery to buy a house, especially hearing about what's happening with the mortgage rates. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what's happening in the mortgage industry and how they can alleviate some of that fear?
So the good thing about, not that I want to boost myself, but I am, being a mortgage broker, I have control over, let's say if you get started on the process now, and by the time you get to closing, the news comes out, the rates have come down, the rates are come down. I can honor that for you because I could just swap it over. So when you go direct to a bank or go direct to a actual lender, you're locking in on something, you're locked in on that. Sometimes you'll pay to float it down, but with me, I'll give you wherever the market's at that time. Now, to get over fear for like a first-time home buyer, they're thinking, oh, this is like a big nut to take on here. I always recommend that everyone practice. Just even take 30 days to put the money aside that you feel is your comfort level for your mortgage payment. And for, if you want to get cable and you want to get a lawn person, like put all that money to the side and see how you feel when you don't have that money at the end of the month. Did it hurt your living style? The kids going hungry? Like really get your budget. Because when we pre-approve you, we pre-approve you based off of debt to income ratios. Everyone's a ratio and a number. How does that help you in real life? Not always, because sometimes, we don't know about the things that you spend money on that aren't on your credit report, that aren't, shown to us on paper, but those may very well be things that your life needs the money for. So I say practice is such a good rule of thumb. Just pretend you have that mortgage, you pretend you have that cable bill and start paying for it. Just even 30 days. That's all you need to do to see how it works. As far as understanding the basics, you can go on the internet and get yourself so confused. There's such an influx of misinformation out there, so you're best to go to your experts to ask about that. And what I do is I will go through everything one-on-one as like a human being. You tell me what your comfort levels are. Let's talk about your life. Where are you going in 5 years? What are your plans for the future? Because all those things might matter in the different program that we put you in. Or, if you don't need to put 20% down, and cash is going to be more important for you for things that you're going to need in the next few months. So it's, you don't have to go in it alone. It's not something that you need to go into and just like, the internet's wonderful because you can go on there and say, oh, where are the rates at? What's going on in the world? But when push comes to shove, where's that internet going to be in a couple months from now when you have questions about things? Or you thought, oh, I should have thought about that, or I should have asked about that. So I think the best thing to do is just sit with a human, whoever your person is, just as a human, and go over your life and don't be afraid.
the one thing that, dealing with some of the clients, working with some clients, I mean, and this type of relationship that you have to have with your realtor and also have with your mortgage representative, there can't be any secrets financially.
Correct.
I come up to where, oh, I didn't think that was important. Oh, I didn't think that that bill was going to be found. We are here to work for you. And I really getting that information to people. We want to get you to that finish line. So how are we going to do that? Well, we have to have all the information in front of us. We have to develop that game plan that's actually going to get you to your goals and your needs. And if it's not going to be right away, at least we could point you in the right direction to say, hey, look, 3 months, 6 months, maybe come back and revisit this.
Exactly.
Because you know what happens is, and I've seen so much disappointment, that debt to income ratio, what you're talking about, or if there's something that's hidden that we don't know about, those things can hurt you.
I did a video on this.
And people get frustrated. Right.
The PayPals, the Sezzles, all these pay on time kind of things, is firm payments. If the underwriter sees your bank statement and sees the continual amount coming out every month from that bank statement, they're going to say, I want proof that you don't owe anything to these people. Is this a payment you have to make every month? So if you know you're going to be looking to buy a house, stop all those firms and Sezzles and PayPals and pay on time. Just knock them off. Don't do them because they will be discovered.
And that's the thing. It's like in just, making those type of payments, it does hurt you because that's affecting your budget. And as I got older, as I got even older, creating that budget is so important, and knowing what you can afford is so important. And that's why working with us and working with your mortgage representative and knowing what type of, because I know, Kristen, you've done this before, the person could offer, you could do this kind of house, but then they also, in New Jersey, the taxes are like a huge part of this.
Yep.
Taxes of homeowners, just because this house is a certain price doesn't necessarily mean that the homeowner, so now you have the house price, then you have your homeowners, then you have your taxes. I mean, well, it works in reverse, your taxes, then your homeowners. So now that monthly payment is not what you thought it was based upon just, I mean, I know to us,
throw in some dues, some homeowner association dues, and throw that to the mix. And
that too. Condos versus a townhouse. That's one thing. I mean, it might be a cheaper payment as far as what you own, but then on the other hand, that HOA might be very high. So a lot of these things, especially for first-time home buyers, a lot of the stuff that might sneak up on them that they don't know. There's a lot, and that's part of this series, and that's why we created educatedhomes.com to really educate people and to teach them like a lot of these things. And when you're buying a home, you really have to be cognizant. You have to have that understanding of what you need to do when you're buying a home and the steps that you're going to need to take.
I make everybody send me the listings before they go look at them. And I'll say, this one is not going to work for your program. This one is over your budget. Because otherwise they're out there and they're falling in love with things and they're figuring out, how am I going to do this? How am I going to make this work? Now they're disappointed. The kids have seen the house. They're like, oh, this is my bedroom. So rather than have that situation, let's go over them all before you even step foot in the door. And, that's just my philosophy. Might as well find out if it's going to work.
And my job is to take that information and find you the best home for the best price, but making sure it works within the parameters that you have. If you have somebody showing you homes that are just like way over above your budget, you're not doing you any favors. They're not.
I get told all the time, well, I want to pre-approve. I want to know what my max budget is. And I'll say, I'm going to give you a max budget, but I'm going to tell you on top of that, it has to be in such and such condition. It can't have a failing septic. I'll give you all the taxes can't be more. If you're going to look at a condo, you better let me know first. And they're just like, well, everyone gives us a pre-approval with a number on it. I'm like, then that's how you get disappointed. So building that relationship up front, and like you said, truthful, honest, tell us everything about your financial situation. We're going to find out. And this way we can avoid hurdles and make it a smooth, enjoyable process for you.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing. It's, we have a fiduciary, what they call fiduciary, which means, we are you are entrusted, or we are entrusted to you to provide, once you provide us information, we don't divulge any information, give any information out that is not wanted to be given.
Correct.
and we're basically an extension of you, but we negotiate on your behalf, knowing what we know about the house that you want to buy. But it's our job is to make sure everything is open, honest, and that complete communication definitely needs to happen. So that's why we do what we do. What about the fear, like right now with the rates and whatnot? And no, we didn't really talk about that a whole lot. So
Yeah.
what would you tell people?
I always lock everybody when I get the loan because I don't want to gamble on anything. So once I get the loan in and I see how many days to closing, because I don't think people realize that a lock is good for a certain amount of days. So, say, okay, I'm not closing for 45 days. So I'm going to make sure I give you a 45 or a 60-day lock to make sure we get you there on time. If
Right.
something should happen and the rates come down, we just flip it over to the lower rate. But if they go up, at least you're protected with the lock. So you've got a ceiling of the max it'll go up to. And, as they come down, everybody's going to want to refi. You're going to hear a lot of a noise out there. And then, in a minute, the rate could go back up that same day. So that's why I'm a big fan of making sure I lock them. The unknown part, like the fear, I think it's just, especially first-time home buyers, they don't understand, well, what happens when my taxes go up? What happens when my insurance goes up? Then it increases your payment. It's cost of living just goes up. So, you get in on a mortgage payment of approximately what it's going to be in the back of your mind, knowing I think the towns have maximum amount that they can increase their taxes to. So, we kind of go over all that to make sure we know that it could possibly go up to this amount in this amount of time. Hopefully you'll make more money at your job to accommodate for cost of living increases, but at least you know what you're getting into.
Well,
So
there's a lot
fear,
of information. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we leave you with not that much fear because we educate you so much. We talk about everything. There should be no surprises of anything by the time you get to that closing table. I scold you. I say, don't co-sign for anybody. Don't move money around. Like I give you all your homework and I'll have people call me and say, I'm at the store. Can I buy this? And I'm like, yeah, you can buy that. But I'd rather someone reach out to me if they're unsure of something.
Right.
Well,
that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. All right, great. I mean, that was great information. And what we'll do is we'll have a graphic. We'll put that together for you. That'll also be a part of this. So maybe some steps there, Kristen. And I know you do a great job with that. And how can they get in contact with you?
My phone is next to me all the time, 973-462-8400. My website, you can check your own rates on, is www.homepathLendingLLC.com. And you can also just go to my Facebook page and message me, and I answer right away.
And that's your website, correct? That I just posted, so people can have
access.
Awesome. All right, great. All right, so yeah, just to make sure you guys have any questions, Kristen will definitely be able to walk you through your questions and be able to answer. Now, what areas do you serve?
Basically tri-state area. I am licensed in Florida too, but I don't really do much work there. But I concentrate New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Yeah. Just, I mean, it's funny because tri-state to where you're at, you're more of the north, and down south, it's like tri-state to us is Delaware, PA, and New Jersey. So,
I'll tell you, Delaware is a fun little state for property. Well, the taxes have gone up there too, but when I used to do loans there, when they sent me their tax bill, I said, is that a year? And they're like, a month. I said, is that a month? They're like, no, a year. I'm like, get out of here, $1,000 a year?
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
crazy.
I was just talking to my son, and we were talking about shopping over there, and, nothing, there was no cost to the taxes. So,
yeah.
Oh, so that little section was sponsored by HomePath Lending. So HomePathLending.com.
You're so funny.
I know. Okay, listen, we're always looking for sponsors. So if anybody wants to sponsor us, please feel free. We'll be more than happy. Not only will you get your information on our page, and we'll do our live shows, and we'll also do our impromptu plugs. You'll also be able to get we'll put some banner ads on our site too. So yes. There you go. There's the commercial part of that section. All right. So the last thing that I want to talk about is Educated Homes, and we're the website. But today on this, we want to talk about motivated. Why is a good time Why is it a good time for someone to sell their home in the fall? Okay. And a lot of times it's really deals with emotion. Buying and selling a house has a lot of emotion involved in it. And the first reason could be motivated buyers. So during this time, remember, you had a summer, you had a spring, you had a summer, people are looking and they didn't find what they were looking for. You put your house on the market, it's fresh. Guess what? They might say, you know what? I love this home. I'm going to buy this home. Um, by the fall, the casual browsers are gone. Usually, during the summer and spring, you have your casual browsers. They go out to open houses and stuff like this. Buyers right at this point are more serious, and I've noticed this throughout my career. Serious, motivated, and ready to move before the holidays or the new year. They want to get that Christmas tree. They want to get those holiday decorations up in that home. So this is the time that you're going to see more serious buyers, and that means fewer wasted showings and more real offers this time of year. So that's number one. Number two, there's less competition. It's just facts. If the homes from the summer, if they didn't sell, and if they didn't, they might have been pulled and taken off the market. Or if they did sell, there's less competition for the fall. Many homes have already sold or expired. Fewer houses on the market. Your home stands out. It's fresh. It's on the market. It's brand new. As I just put a home up on 1120 Market Street right there in Mount Ephraim. You might want to check that one out, under 300,000. Sorry, shameless plug. And buyers have fewer options to compare it against. So fall is definitely a good time. There's less competition. The curb appeal at this time is at its best. Who doesn't love a house where you put some nice, you have some mums, put them out front. You have some, your grass is looking better. You don't have that, that burn from the summer. And, the way to stage it inside, you can have a nice, pumpkin spice smell going on. People are just love it. They love that warmth and that excitement for the holidays are coming in a few months. So the fall is definitely a good time to do that. And also quicker transactions. People want to get done before the end of the year. So what does that mean? The fiscal year, the faster transactions, fewer delays. Everyone's schedule just runs a little smoother in the fall because the title companies and also the mortgage companies, they don't have the barrage that they normally had before. And then also the end of the year tax benefits are so important to people. And that's what I tell people too. They try to close before December 31st to take advantage of those tax benefits on the year and the deductions of interest on their mortgage and property taxes. And that creates urgency and also creates an opportunity for you. So these tips I will share with you guys, but that's just a great time to buy in the fall and to sell in the fall. And also,
it's funny. I've always bought and sold in the fall. Now that you're saying that, I'm thinking about the dates I've ever closed on things. It's always been the fall.
Yeah. Sharing. So that information right there is huge. I mean, people love that stuff. I mean, who doesn't love pumpkin spice? I know.
I know a lot of people don't, but I do. I like
pumpkin spice.
I do. Okay. I go to you know what's really sad? When I go to Starbucks, I get the pumpkin spice latte and the grande, and it's $6.66. And then you gotta leave a tip. $6.66 for a little coffee.
Is it the devil worship grande? What the heck?
I don't know. Pumpkin, the spice pumpkin latte and grande in New Jersey.
I would pick up a new one just for that reason. I wouldn't buy it just for that reason.
I'll post that little thing in there when I'm done. You'll see me. It looks crazy.
I know. So yeah, we're gonna do our show. We're gonna do it weekly. We're gonna have some fun with this, guys. I'm gonna ask you guys some trivia questions, and then I'm gonna ask you to put your answers below and see if you guys will be able to answer these. And Kristen, you're more than happy to, you're more than welcome. Once I ask the question, you can answer it if you'd like. So, home trivia questions. Remember, I used to do trivia all the time. Might bring that back too, but what the heck. The home trivia questions. What part of the home loses the most heat in the winter? Is it A, your doors, B, windows? Is it C, your roof? Or is it D, your basement? What part of the home loses the most heat in the winter? Is it A, doors, B, windows, C, roof, or D, basement? What do you think, Kristen?
I wrote down C, roof.
You're right. The answer is C, the roof. Yep.
Well, I'm just thinking heat rises. So if it rises, then it goes right out the top.
It does. And then they purposely, especially in the summertime, they usually do have, like, you have ridge vent and things like this on your roof, and they want the heat to escape. So, making sure that you provide the proper insulation and things like this. Yeah, your roof is definitely one of those areas that does lose the roof.
That's why when it snows, we get those huge icicles because it's just coming out and melting it, and then it freezes again.
Exactly. Okay. Let's see. Did somebody try to answer it? I don't see where we have comments. Do we have any comments here? No comments yet. All right. So the next one, as I flip back and forth, I am no TV producer. In what decade did the majority of American homes first start having indoor plumbing? Was it A, 1850s, B, 1880s, C, 1910s, or D, 1930s? What do you think, Kristen?
So I'm going to say 1910.
No. You're wrong. It's actually the 1880s is when they started. Yeah.
I pictured them little canisters in.
Yeah. Like I had a little sound effect. Yeah.
All right, so
no. So it's 1880s. Now the one thing, here's a fun fact for you. And I don't know if you ever hear the term heads up?
Yeah.
You know where that came from?
No. Rolling heads, cutting heads.
No. Like back in the cities, the alleyways and things like this, and why alleys are so disgusting is because that's where they used to throw the waste out the windows. And when they say heads up, they will let everybody know the waste is coming from their bedpans into the alleys. How about that?
The next time somebody says that to me, I'm just going to be picturing that. So
I know. Thank you for that. There you go. All right. See, that's what happens when I find the soundtrack. Then
look at you go.
That's off. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next question. What is the most common home improvement project in the United States? Is it A, bathroom remodel, B, kitchen remodel, C, painting, or D, landscaping?
Okay, so remodeling to me doesn't really mean painting by itself. So I want to say kitchen, but I also want to say painting.
Well, you got to pick one.
All right, I'm going to go with kitchen.
Wrong.
Darn
I didn't have a good. No, the answer is painting.
Woo!
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one.
Painting does make such a difference.
It does.
But if you're doing gray, make sure you bring home a big enough swatch and put it on the wall, because I did my last townhouse, the basement in gray, and it looked like a prison. It was like a cinder block gray. It was not pretty. I thought it was going to be light, but it wasn't.
Yeah. All right, true or false? Hardwood floors increase a home's resale value more than wall-to-wall carpeting.
I'm going to say true.
Yes. It is true. Hardwood floors definitely do. Yeah, you got that right. Good job. All right. All right, next one.
This is bad. All right, good.
This is so like remember like TV back in like the 70s or the 80s when they had, it was bad. Anyway, what's the average lifespan of a typical asphalt shingle roof?
Ooh,
is it 10 years?
I know this.
15 years, 20 years, or 30 years?
C, 20 years.
Yes, it is 20 years. 20 years.
If you're doing a loan, they only have to show you have 2 years left on it, though. If they
That's it?
Yeah. If your appraiser makes notice that the roof looks a little funny, they just have to prove that it's got 2 years left on it.
Wow. I did not know that. See, you learn something new every day. All right, guys. Well, hey, listen, thank you for joining our show. We had a great time today. Kristen, thank you for coming on our show and being part of it. And don't forget, guys, to like, share, subscribe, educatedhomes.com. You guys will love this. I'm telling you, we have a lot of great information we'll be able to share with you. If you're looking to buy or sell a home and you're just looking for a place to get info, it's a great place. You could also check us out on our YouTube channel and on Facebook. Man, there's a lot of places to check us out. So,
and also, if you want to be a guest, reach out to us.
Yeah, we're always looking for guests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, any guest. So we'll
any guest.
Yes, we won't harass you. Too bad. So if you want to be a guest on our show, please, we'd love to have you. Okay?
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, have a great day.
Have a good one.
Talk to you later.
Bye.